Soul SS19 in-ear wireless sports headphones. The first thing you'll notice about any new product is its design, and the design of the Soul SS19 headphones isn't all that bad. The headphones are built to hang down from over your ears rather than come up from under, which is good news for those into sports, as we find that it generally keeps the headphones in your ears. The design isn't all that exciting, but that's not necessarily that much of an issue. They feature a somewhat angular silver color scheme, with black plastic cable protection. The cable does feel a little flimsy, and while the trade-off is a lightweight, the headphones are largely built from plastic. Overall build quality seems fine, but not above par by any means. Partway down the right side of the cable is a small control remote, which features a standard 3-button design, 2 volume buttons and 1 central multi-use button for playback control and call control. In the box, you'll get a nice set of accessories, including a total of 4 pairs of ear tips, a micro-SIM charging cable, and a cloth carry bag. We would have liked the slightly higher quality clamshell case, which would be better at keeping the headphones safe, but the bag will be fine for most. Now, some sports people may argue that comfort is the most important thing to consider, but that doesn't mean we should forget about sound quality. So how do the Soul SS19 headphones sound? Well, these might be better suited to those who find comfort more important. Don't get me wrong, these don't sound terrible. But they don't sound all that great either. For starters, the bass is obviously boosted, but it doesn't extend as far as we would have liked. That's to say, it seems like there's a roll-off of bass frequencies to where the lower bass is pretty weak, while the bass to low mids are boosted. The bass isn't too bad in general, but those looking for that nice sub-bass pump should look elsewhere. The mid-range is a bit of a mixed bag. The low mids keep the boosted sound from the higher range of the low frequencies, helping give the overall sound a nice warmth. The high mids sound decent too, they're not overly boosted, but not cut too much either. That's a tricky frequency range sometimes, and getting it wrong can result in the headphones sounding like an AM radio, or offering no presence for vocals or guitars. The high end is where these headphones really suffer. While that's not a big deal for things like podcasts, it shows when listening to music, and results in a slightly muddy tone and a lack of overall clarity. In general, that makes the sound a little boring. There are a few other small things to consider. For starters, we experienced a little lag between the listening device and playback, which isn't a big deal for music or audio in general, but presents a problem if you're watching video. We also found that the sound stage wasn't great.